Hello everyone and welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 99 with me, Jessica Brigden of DSP Creative Cardiology. Happy Friday to you. I'm so glad that you're here with me. I hope you've had a fabulous week. Looking forward to the weekend. I'm excited today. It's such a beautiful day. The temperature is much better. It's in the upper 70s. The humidity is down and it's actually I dare say comfortable. Yes, this is my kind of weather. Absolutely. So today I'm coming with you as we're heading into summer here. Activities are starting to pick up, I know, for many of you, and so I thought I would do a couple of projects that you could use for perhaps graduation cards, or perhaps there's some other occasions that you have coming up here. You might have some weddings, all these exciting things coming up in the summertime. So we're actually going to be playing with the Treasured Medallions bundle. This may be one that you overlooked from the mini catalog, but it's a great stamp set. It's got one of these coordinating pick-a-punches, which is fun. So that is on page 37 of your mini catalog. And then I'm gonna pull in some of our Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. Absolutely love that. So we're actually not using the florals today. We're just using some of those fun watercolor wash patterns that are on the back side of the floral pages. And then, I don't know if you guys saw, but there is this neat new product in the annual catalog. It's on page 126 with the colors. And if I push this, let's see if I can open it without dropping. Check this out. Do you guys know what these are? These are the new Stampin Pastels. So I am excited to use those. Brand new package. And so I'm going to bring back what may be new to you, but old to others, the Poppin Pastels technique. So with this case, you'll need your Versamark ink pad and your new pastels. Yeah, I'm excited to play with these too, Kim. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And yes, we've got bright colors inspired by my fun floral dress here. So we've got shades of blue and green, some pops of pink. Yes, all right. So hello. Thanks for joining me, Janelle and Wendy and Lori and Luann. Hello. Okay, let me flip. We're gonna get right into it, okay? All right, so as we flip here, and you do see my host code there, I wanna let everyone know that Monday the 14th, so just a couple more days for the extra Stampin Rewards promotion. So if you have a $250 order or collect $250 in orders, then you can get a bonus $25 in free products. So that ends up being $50 free if you have a $250 order. In which case, don't use my host code. I can set you up with your own, or I can help you place that order as is. But yes, for everything else, go ahead and use the host code there. And yeah, so this is the Treasured Medallions, but I'm trying to show you without the light reflecting on it there. Hi, Alice. Welcome. Glad you could join me all the way from Indiana. That's exciting. All right, so the Treasured Medallions, I had the page marked here. Here we go. Page 37 of your mini catalog. So this bundle, in this case, you do want to get the bundle. This is available through the end of June here, or while supplies last. One thing to note, the Pick-a-Punch here, the Treasured Medallions Pick-a-Punch, this is actually carrying over into the annual catalog. However, the awesome Treasured Medallions stamp set is not. So if you want to be able to get the stamp set and get the 10% bundle discount, then make sure you get that now, because things are starting to sell out. Yes. And then our Fine Art Floral paper is here on page 33 of the mini catalog. And that, again, that too is while supplies last. All right, so for the first project, I'm actually going to do a bit, just to show you how simple it can be. We're actually going to do a little bit of casing the catalog. But like I said, I've got this, and yes, Janelle, I am lifting up my dress. I have this fun floral print maxi dress on, which was my color inspiration. So I'm pulling in my Pacific Point. I don't quite have this green here. I'm gonna go with some Coastal Cabana. I've pulled in this piece of the Fine Art Floral paper, which is a bit of a petal pink, has a little bit of a medallion pattern on there. And then we've got some basic white there as well. So that's the first card here. All right, so we just need our card base here of Pacific Point that's 5.5 by 8.5. Hey Pam, glad you found me here. Yes, Fridays I'm on Facebook Live at 3, and then I upload to YouTube after that. Oh, thank you, Alice, for sharing. I appreciate that. All right, so we've gone ahead, we folded our Pacific Point cardstock in half. All right, so now we're gonna bring in another layer of Pacific Point. I've cut this to 4 by 5.25, and you do want to grab a scrap piece of paper. Let me find one here. All right, so here we go. I'll just use the back of some computer paper I've got here because we're going to do a little bit of stamping off the edges. So I've got my Medallion stamp set here ready to go. Oh, Luann, I'm sorry you're having internet problems. Hopefully it gets better for you. All right, so with this, because it's such a large stamp, I have it on my E-block, and I'm going to apply my ink directly to the stamp. All right, so we are going to stamp off on one corner. Isn't that fun? It's just a tone on tone because I'm using Pacific Point ink, but I love this color. It really is gorgeous. All right, now let's go right here in the middle. We'll do more of a full stamp. All right, and then let's go down here off the bottom. And I did rotate it a little bit because you do have these fun little points, so make sure those fit together, kind of like the cogs of a gear. Okay, so we have done stamped our background there in the Pacific Point, and actually that's all we need for that. So we can go ahead, we could glue this on, or if you want to give it a little bit of dimension, let's flip it over here and put on, let's use some dimensionals and really pop this up. All right, create a little bit of contrast. So I'm going to come in, we're going to go all out with the dimensionals here because this is such a large piece. All right, so we've got a fun little medallion pattern going on the back as well. All right, so we'll do that first. Pick those babies off. Okay, now we'll mount this. So we do have a 1/4 inch border, and that does, just popping that up a little bit does give it some nice dimension there. You can see a little bit of the shadow around it. Okay, so our little piece of Fine Art Floral paper, isn't that so pretty? I love that. It's like the cherry blossom pattern, but I want something a little bit simpler. So this is 1 inch by 3 3/4. It was actually a scrap that I found in my bag here. So I keep all of my designer series paper. I keep all the scraps, keep everything down in here. And then if I need just a little piece, I can just pull it through and grab out what I need there. And so this one just happened to be perfect. Okay, so we are going to glue this one down flat. And we'll put this, it is a little off center. That's okay. Hang in there, Janelle. All right, I am centering it top and bottom here, but it is a little bit further to the right. Okay, we're gonna balance it out a little bit. I have used these are the Tasteful Labels dies, and I wanted something, a little circle with some kind of a stitching or fun detail on there. So this one has almost a neat little rickrack pattern on it, which is really cute. And it ends up being just the right size. We've got some cute greetings here. And like I said, I thought maybe might use this for perhaps a graduation card or something like that, or if it's any kind of special event. So I'm gonna go with Today We Celebrate You, because you could be just about anybody. Could celebrate whatever we need to. Okay, so ink that up, stamp that right in the center here. Beautiful. All right, I'm just gonna set my Pacific Point ink pad, try not to stick my arm in it. With this, I'm gonna put a couple dimensionals on the back, but I'm not gonna stick it down quite yet. but you kind of get the idea. This is gonna go, and we'll use a couple embellishments to hide the little smudge. That's what embellishments are for. Okay, and so now we've got, this is a 1-inch strip. Janelle, you were saying no. We have a 1-inch strip. Again, just a scrap piece of basic white that I pulled out of my basic white little package here. And I don't have it cut to size yet. So what I thought I would do, we're gonna use our pick-a-punch here. And I like this one with the, instead of the rounded, I think I'm gonna go with the pointy end. A little more formal here. And the max width you can go on this is 1 inch. So I'm gonna punch one end first. Oh, all right, so you stick it all the way in until you, if you flip it over, you can see that it's pushed right up against the edge. Okay, so go ahead and pop that. And then we'll come in with this fun little, I don't know, what do you call this? Fun little decoration image here. And we will stamp this on here as well. Let's see where I want to go, right up the center. Okay, and now I can look, okay, so I want to cut it off about here. So I'm going to just quick snip that in my trimmer, and then we'll go in and, so altogether you want this piece to be 1 inch by about 3.5. Okay, so if you, we're going to cut it fully before you stamped it. Do 1 inch by 3.5. And then we're gonna slide that piece, again, all the way in until the edge touches. Okay, punch it. All right, that came out perfect. And again, a little opportunity for some embellishment up there. That doesn't mean you have to trash your card and start all over. Things, it's okay. This is homemade, and things, sometimes little things happen and we can fix them. It's all right. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll put dimensionals on this. Right up the center. Look at that, I'm doing so good with my dimensional pack. I've used all the edges, working my way around. All right, and so this is how we're gonna balance this out. We're gonna go right up the middle here with this, and then we'll peel off this one and center, not quite center. This is going to go more towards the left. So all together it should balance itself out here. Okay, so not too bad, kind of balances. And now let's come in with some embellishments. So I have the matte black dots, but since I did everything in Pacific Point and I've got this touch of Coastal Cabana, I think I'm going to go with our Playing with Pattern resin dots with that Coastal Cabana color there. And I've got a couple, again, when I start using these, and I've got a partial pack, I start to merge them, put them together there so that I have everything in one spot and not a whole bunch of half opened pieces. So let's go, I need a tiny one. I think we'll do a tiny one right up here because we got a little oopsie. All right, and then let's go. You actually can't really tell on that. It's not too bad. How about we add, we'll add a couple others over here. Let's kind of, we'll use a big one to kind of cover some of that, but again, kind of do a little trio so it's balanced. And then we'll come down below here. And we'll do another one. Let's have fun with these. They're really cute, aren't they? All right, and then, yeah, balance that out with a third down here. Okay, see? So that way it kind of travels across the card and it helps to divert your eye, or in this case, perhaps confuse your eye so it doesn't focus on the little oopsies. So super quick and simple. Fun use for our treasured medallion stamp set and our fun treasured medallion pick-a-punch there. All right, so let's do another one. let's go in and, well, let's see, what colors do we want to use? Let's go bright. Let's pull in this pink because we do have some fun pinks and different colors here in my dress. So we'll go with the, what am I calling? My mind just went blank on this one. Yes, our pink here. All right, that we are going to use as our card base. That is our petal pink. All right, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold it there and score at the 4 1/4 mark. Okay, so for this one, we're using this bright pattern. This is the one side of the Fine Art Floral, and this is one of the pages where, let me see if I've got a full, all right, so I've got almost a full sheet here of what it looks like, which is so pretty that you can use these sections, and I've used most of these as card fronts, but there are a couple places where you'll end up with a little bit more sky, and that's kind of what I ended up here. I mean, that would be a pretty card front, but in this case, I want to use the fun little paint strokes, the watercolor wash. We got a little bit of, it's almost like Flirty Flamingo there. We've got pumpkin pie, some mango melody, some petal pink, a lot of different colors going on here. So I'm going to pop this up on a piece of pumpkin pie. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and then my designer paper layer is a 1/4 inch smaller, so that's 3 3/4 by 5. We're gonna glue these together first, but I'm not going to adhere them to the card base yet because there's a few different ways we can play with this. But we'll just minimize some of our pieces to start with, because depending on how we do things, I'm going to pull in some of this fun Fine Art Floral, the gold trim here. Do you see that shimmer? Oh, Janelle's getting after me. Put my dress down. All right, so we'll set this aside. Now I've cut a piece of the basic white that is 3 1/2 inches square, and another layer of pumpkin pie that is 3 3/4 inches square for mounting purposes there. All right, so like I said, we're gonna do our Poppin Pastels, so we're gonna bring in our Versamark ink. I need to clean my Medallion stamp set because I still have Pacific Point ink on that, and I don't want to get that on this card, and I don't want to transfer that to my Versamark pad there. So let me clean this off good. Okay, make sure I don't have any color transferring. Okay, might as well clean the rest of these while and add it here. All right, so now we take our Versamark, and when you get a Versamark pad, it is this nice pristine kind of vanilla color, and it will look all nice and perfect. But as you do use it, it does pick up some of the residue of the inks that are previously on your stamp, which is a good reason you want to clean this so much first, but it doesn't affect how it works. Do you see how I'm putting that on there? Essentially, this is a watermark ink pad or a sticky ink. You can use this if you want to do some heat embossing, because the Versamark will, no, I'm not cleaning this on my dress, Kim. I have my Stampin' Scrub right here. Yeah, so you've got the sticky ink. It does hold powder if you wanted to heat emboss. But another cool thing is it also holds the chalk pastels. So let's go ahead and stamp our Medallion on here. Okay, so this might be a little bit, okay, so you can kind of see a little bit of the residue that was on my stamp, but it's kind of sticky there. So you don't want to touch it and smear it around, just kind of leave it as is. So now we'll pull in our pastels. They come in this nice little cardboard box. You just pull down one edge, and then you can slide out the tray here. Come on. All right, and then these are shrink wrapped as well. So I actually have Stampin' Up's original pastels from years ago. So I have those too, but these are in the fun new colors. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plastic wrap off of this. Now I'm going to use my sponge daubers for this. If you don't have those yet, you could also use Q-tips, you know, just something that everybody has in their bathroom. All right, so the color combination, we've got our Coastal Cabana, we've got some Daffodil Delight, a Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green. Oh, so must be the Daffodil. This is the Mango Melody. We've got Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. So we got some fun, bright colors on here. And yes, I've got a couple of I am going to use clean daubers. I'm not going to use ones that I have inked up already because I don't want to transfer the ink. I just want to do the chalk here, the pastels. So I think, well, let's play around with it. Let's start with our lighter color. So I'm going to just rub right on here. Let's start with our So Saffron. Okay, so you can see how it is picking up some of that. And I'm gonna dab that. Let's see here. You know what? Here we go. Just pick up a little bit more on here. Okay, so you can see where the pastel, the chalk, is starting to stick to the sticky part, and you don't really want to smoosh it, okay, because you don't want to smear the crispness of your stamped lines. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in, I'm actually just using my snips on here, just real gently. You could use a nail file or something, but we've all got snips. I'm using the same one here. I'm gonna come in with the Mango Melody, and let's go outside that. We'll go a little bit. Since I hadn't really played with these too much before, I wasn't sure quite how saturated the colors would be. And I think I like the darkness of the mango just a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna keep that one for my yellows. Let's scratch a little bit here off of our Poppy Parade. Okay, and then let's see how dark that looks. Actually, I think that's gonna look pretty good. I wasn't sure how it would go with the pumpkin, but I kind of like that. Okay, so again, another reason why you wanna just kind of dab there, because you don't want to smear it. And you will get just a little bit of a halo effect around the outside edges, which is okay here. Okay. And then we'll just keep going. It looks like my Versamark is drying just a little bit, but keep going. So it's kind of neat because then the chalk does just stick to the Versamarked area there. And you can kind of blend your colors around. All right, so with your daubers, you can clean these, but like I said, just like I do for my inks, I think you could easily do one for your yellows, one for your pinks. All right, that's kind of neat. It's very subtle, so it's kind of a neat little technique. Let's go ahead, let's put a little bit of this right in the center too, where it was just a little bit, make that just a little bit darker. Okay, so you can see it dries quick. You can just blow off any little chalk dust that you have there. But it is kind of neat that it picks up some of that. You don't really want to smear it too much. It's pretty dry, but at the same time, if you were using a lot of different colors and it was super saturated, you could always spray it with a matte sealant. But I don't think that's, for the most part, that's not really necessary. Okay, so that's kind of cute, soft and subtle there. Let's go ahead and mount that on our pumpkin pie square there. There's so many different things that you could do with these pastels. You can use your blender pens, not the Stampin blends not these, but the dual tipped blender pens, which have a clear, essentially they have like a Versamark ink inside them. And you could use them to pick up the colors too. So we'll have to do another video on that as well. All right, so how do we want to do this? Do we want to do there's a couple options with an easy card layout like this. So we could put our ribbon essentially across the middle and then pop this up in the center. We could flip it and go vertical, put our ribbon across, maybe do a little higher and do something like that. Let's see here. Could almost, well, it's a little too wide for our card. I want to keep within the 4 1/4. So I think I'm gonna go right across the center. So we'll cut our ribbon. You probably want about 6 1/2, 7 inches here so that you can tape your ribbon to the back. All right, so let's go with this. Find somewhat the center there and just tuck the edges of your ribbon behind. All right, you can always add a little bit more adhesive over top. And then this will mount onto your card base here. All right, so you've got that nice little contrast with the pumpkin pie and the petal pink. Now let's go in. I actually used a piece of a card that didn't make it, that I tore apart. But I didn't throw it out. I saved the salvageable piece. And it worked perfect for a mat here, where you're not even gonna see this background until I flipped it over to apply my dimensionals. But here we go. Peel those off. All right, let's do, oh, we could go over, well, I don't know, that's kind of fun. Let's angle it just a little bit on the center. I kind of like that. I think we still have room that I could come in here with my ribbon. So again, I only taped the ends to the back, so I'm able to lift this up and slide my ribbon underneath here. It's still attached to my spool, so we'll just take it. We can do a little, we'll just do a little knot here on the side, pull that tight, and then we can trim it off. That's what we need here. Okay, so that's kind of fun, and then you can twist it and play with it, try to get it to lay the way you want it. I like that pop of gold with our blended pinky orange background there. It's almost kind of like the sun, nice and bright. All right, and then how about we do a greeting? So somewhere here, I thought that I had part of that 1 inch piece of, yes, I did. Here it is. I knew I had the remaining piece of that 1 inch strip of basic white. So let's go ahead, let's do the ends of this as well. So I'm gonna tuck this. This is now all of 2 1/2 inches. So we're gonna do one end all the way in. Yes, make sure it's to the edge. Okay, then we'll flip it around. Come on here, flip it around. Tuck it all the way in. All right, and then make sure it's square there. And we're good, pop it. All right, so I got the cutest little label. I do love these pick-a-punches with all the different shaped ends. You get 6 different sizes in one because you have your 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch that you can use for each punch. So you have essentially 6 different designs. Depending on the width, your end will look just a little bit different. And you can make them any length you want. So love that. All right, so let's see, we've got, let's see, maybe you inspire me or you're a treasure. Let's see what will fit on here. So this is your, oh, actually it looks like that'll fit just about perfect. Let's go with that. You are a treasure. I've got some pumpkin pie ink here. Let me grab a block for this. Okay. I'm gonna try to look at this somewhat straight through my lens here. Hey, not too bad. I think that came out pretty good. And then some more dimensionals here on the back. And then let's do this. Let's put this kind of down here towards the edge. And I feel like we need a little bit of pop. I wonder, let's see what I've got. You know what, I don't have, oh, do I have gold dots? Let's see. I have, these are the gilded gems. That might work. Let's try that. I feel like it just needs a little bit of something. So let's go. Maybe I'll do one. Let's do that. Kind of flatten it a little bit. There we go. Pop that up. And, oh, we could put one in the center too. Let's go a larger one in the center. That would be pretty. I like that the gilded gems, they're faceted too. So you've got an extra, a little bit of design there too. And then, oh, let's see here. Just trying to decide where I want this to go. Actually, I think I should have reversed it. I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna peel this one off gently. There we go. And I'm gonna put this over here. All right, so now it kind of balances a little bit better. Yeah, what do you guys think? Isn't that cool? Yes, Lori said, oh, she hasn't used her pastels in a long time. Yeah, I bet you and Janelle have the original sets too, huh? So again, if you've got the old ones, pull them out and they're still good. You know, Stampin' Up's products, that's the one thing they do. They last such a long time. So definitely go ahead and pull those out. And then if you want some new colors, some of the updated, because of course the Granny Apple Green, the Coastal Cabana, our Gorgeous Grape, Poppy Parade Mango, those are all colors that are like totally new. And Mossy Meadow too would have been one that was added. It's been part of the color refresh years ago. So I think the original set would still have a Night of Navy and a Daffodil, but all the other colors are brand new. And these, they're a little bit different shape. They're kind of neat. They're little rectangles here. And actually I want to play around. So that's kind of cool. You could actually color with these too, which is neat. You could do some neat blended backgrounds. That gives me some different ideas for different things. All right, I'm just using the back of my scrap. Oh, I'll just write my name. These are really pretty. You know what, let's, I've still got some Versamark here. We don't have to make another whole card, but I want to play a little bit still. Oh, I hope it's not too noisy. We got a tractor going down the road. And because it's nice, I've got all the windows open so you can hear everything. Let's do another little medallion here. And I want to pull in, let's see here. I want to go in with some Coastal Cabana. Let's try that. Again, I'm just gonna, oh, can you see that? I realize I'm off camera. Sorry about that. Let's go in with our Coastal Cabana here. So that is the one thing you do want to act, make sure your Versamark pad is good and juicy, and then you do want to act fairly quickly so that it doesn't dry all the way before you get your chalk applied. Come on. Get some of that in there. All right, and then let's get a little bit of this Night of Navy here. All right, and then you can just rub that off on your card. Here we go with our Night of Navy. Okay, come on. I think that's really pretty. They are, they're nice and soft and subtle. Almost gives it a bit of a watercolor look, which is really cool. All right, and then when it's done, you can tap it off, give it a, there we go. Isn't that cool? Here, actually, you know what? Are you still with me? Let's see. Who wants to see the other one? We'll do the same thing. I got kind of carried away when I was prepping. So let's see, I've got some Pool Party here. We'll just put this together real quick. Card base that's 5.5 by 8.5. And then I had a layer of Night of Navy that's 4 by 5.25. This again from our Fine Art Floral Designer paper. I think I'm gonna use this, although that's kind of neat too. Oh, ooh, what do you guys think? The kind of the spackled Pool Party side or the Night of Navy, like the brushstroke side? I almost think that Pool Party side is quite subtle, but I like that. All right, so this is 3 3/4 by 5. So we'll mount that. We'll do this kind of quick here. But isn't that fun? We get playing with our craft supplies here. That's why being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is one of the best jobs ever, because it's your job to play with fun products and to be creative. Yeah. All right, so I'm mounting this again 3.5 by 3.5 on a 3 3/4 inch square. Let's do my noisy road today, that's for sure. Okay, let's go vertical on this one just for a little bit of contrast. So cut your ribbon, you want about 5 inches on that so that it can tuck behind. Might as well change up the layout just a little bit on this one. Okay, so we're still centering. Make sure your card opens. Does what it's supposed to. Nothing like making a fabulous card and realizing it's backwards or or that you've glued it shut. That sometimes those things happen. Okay. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have just enough dimensionals. Okay. I love it when we've used every little bitty bit, no waste at all. And yeah, I do like this whole angled look. So let's go ahead and do that. We don't really have room for ribbon on that side, but we could do a little, we could just tie a knot with our fingers. And then trim it off. And then glue dots, yes, okay. So in this case, when it's a little bit too wide, but we still want to put a little bow on there, tie your own little knot and then grab your glue dots here. Yeah, I like that. Actually, that's vertical, but that looks cute too. Either way, it's kind of fun. All right, so I'm gonna just leave it like, should I leave it like that? Oh, we've got You Inspire Me. You know what? Let's do this, but instead of doing a whole little label, because let's do You Inspire Me in Night of Navy ink, and we'll just stamp it right here on, directly on our card. There we go. Perfect. All right, I think I want to keep that one simple. I kind of like that just the way it is. What do you guys think? Do I need an embellishment or should I just leave it? because I could put in some gilded gems. Let's see. Like it as is, or should I? Oh, that is pretty. That is so pretty. All right, there we go. We've got three. 1, 2, 3. 3 things on here. Does that look good? All right, let's do that. All right, so these are our variety here of the Treasured Medallion bundle cards. So we got our stamp set, we've got our Treasured Medallion Pick-a-Punch. Again, this bundle is on page 37 of your mini. If you get the bundle, you save 10%. This is retiring this month. And then our gorgeous fine art floral designer papers that we use the kind of the watercolor painty patterns here on 2 of those cards. And then on this one, we just left it just stamps, ink, and paper. A little bit of our fine art floral in there. I will put a full supply list in the comment section as soon as I am done with the video here. And if you need anything, let me know. You can place your online order and make sure you use my June host code. Unless you're placing a big order and qualifying for your own host rewards, in which case, don't forget, place your order by Monday in order to take advantage of the bonus $25 and free product. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to stamping with you again soon, again next Tuesday on YouTube. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. Thank you guys so much for being here with me on Friday. Aw, thank you guys. Hi, Carrie. Welcome. Aw, thank you so much. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Stay cool wherever you are. And give that a try. Pull out your pastels. Have fun. All right, we'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.